Hi everybody, my name is Shane, and I wanted to wish you guys a happy Railroad Safety Week. Not many people probably know about that or heard about it, but it's Railroad Safety Week. It's a week to recognize that people need to be aware and be educated on the facts and safety about being around railroads and tracks and trains and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to talk about some stuff today on that. First off, walking on tracks is illegal. Standing on tracks is illegal. Tracks belong to the railroad. That's private property. It doesn't matter if it's going through like a section of public land. That part of that section where the track is and the track itself is private property. You can get arrested for like trespassing, or written up for trespassing, or whatever they're going to do. It's illegal. So don't do that. Second, trains don't stop on a dime like your car does. If you know how, like, you hopefully should know that, buses and trucks don't stop on a dime like you. They require more space to stop, and you shouldn't cut them off on the road, because if they can't stop, they're going to hit you, and you're going to do an accident, and you're going to get hurt, and your car could get destroyed, you could get destroyed, you could be dead, whatever you want to call it. Trains are worse. Trains take miles to stop sometimes. It depends on how long the train is, depends on how much it weighs. It can take miles for it to stop sometimes. It can take probably, I think I was reading a statistic about at least 7 football fields to stop. Football length of a field to stop. They don't stop nicely, they don't stop pretty, and making them stop in an emergency can actually damage the train sometimes, I've heard, and that's not good in general. So please always make sure you're paying attention when you're around railroad tracks and crossings. I have seen videos of people as pedestrians, walking across the sidewalk, and the gates come down for the cars to tell the cars to stop. This person's got headphones in, blasting music away, doing whatever they're doing that's distracting them, and they're looking at their phone, not paying attention. And they start walking across the tracks as a train's coming by. I didn't see the one where they actually got hit, but I saw one that, had the train been closer, the person would have been dead. And that's not a good thing, because that's not good for you, that's not good for the train conductors, engineers, whatever you want to call them. Both jobs are on the train. So for people, you need to be more careful. Stop at the crossings, look both ways before you go, and make sure it's safe to cross, because that's not okay for you or someone else. You got to be safe, and you got to keep others safe around you. For cars, it's the same thing. Make sure you're careful around railroad crossings. Some of them will have lights at the top and bells that will flicker on and off to hey, there's a train coming, and you'll stop. Some of them will have gates that come down, and you'll stop. Pedestrians don't always have the gates. I've seen maybe a few that have gates, but the majority of ones that have, for pedestrians is crossing the road, like the crosswalk over the train tracks. There's no crossing gates for them usually, which is unfortunate, and I hope that changes. And then there's some that don't have, lights or sirens or gates at all, and those are hopefully less frequent to see around. So interesting fact as I learned recently from a friend, I think it was a friend, but the gates that come down on the roads, if you are driving and all of a sudden they start coming down and you're in between on the tracks and you're between the two of them, they are easy to push. You can either go back up or go forward, and they either bend or break and they'll get out of your way. They're flimsy for a reason. They're flimsy for your safety, to help you get out of there if you're stuck. Obviously, please don't just barrel through them if you don't give a crap about crossings, which you should, because you're putting yourself in danger. So yeah, you gotta be careful of that. And you just get yourself on the tracks. Don't leave your car on the tracks. Don't you stay on the tracks in your car if it's there's a train coming. You need to get off the tracks. And I'm unfortunate going to say this, but if it involves, causing an accident, a car accident where you're getting forward and you're scraping up someone else's car, that's, I guess, in sort of a sense, a better thing to do than to leave your car on the tracks and have the trains pull itself in an emergency, possibly kill you or injure the engineers on the train. It's not pretty to say that. I know it's not a good thing to say, but paying for an insurance cost to fix someone else's car is a lot better than something else could have happened. You want to be careful of that type of stuff. If you are driving a truck, for example, like the 18-wheeler trucks, if you've got one of those low bed trucks, you got to be careful around crossings. Some crossings will actually have signs that show. It informs truck drivers that have low hanging trailers not to cross them because you'll get stuck, and that's not good. So if you can avoid those, avoid just crossing over with low bed trailers. Just try to do that. If you can't, make sure that the crossing does not prohibitively say do not do this, because you're more likely to get stuck there. And if you do get stuck on the tracks, and it's important to note, if you're on the tracks, you're stuck, that to get out of your car, do not stay in your car, get off the tracks first. Call and look for like these blue signs. They're everywhere at crossings. And it'll be the number you're supposed to call for the railroad. And you need to call that number, and you need to get on the phone with them ASAP and tell them that you're on the tracks, that your car is on the tracks, your vehicle is on the tracks. Doesn't matter, as long as you're off the tracks and you're calling them. And then they'll figure out where you are in relation to, I think the signs should have, I'm drawing a blank on this, but I'm assuming the signs have some like location marker. So they can inform the engineers that are driving those trains to start slowing down if they're in that area. And hopefully not cause an accident, which is awesome. Yeah, don't cause accidents. If you are stuck at the tracks and there's a train coming, just get yourself out of the car and get as far away from the tracks as possible, because you do not need to be in the path of the train or the path of the eventually debris of your car as it smashes into you. And it smashes into the train. The train smashes into it. I'm going to end that there. Definitely go look up Operation Lifesaver, and they'll have more details about Rail Safety Week and all that. They're all over Twitter right now. Definitely go check that out. And thank you guys for watching, and happy Rail Safety Week.